question, and maybe the most inevitable one, that Abhishek Sharma, three ducks. He came into this tournament with a lot of expectations, and specifically, we have seen a way that he's been getting out of the off spinners. Whether it be Salman Ali Agha in the first over. So, you see any pattern and any technical problem that is there, or is it just a big World Cup thing that is playing in his mind?
See, what's playing in his mind, he's the best person to answer that. But from a distance, as a cricketer, I can fairly say, we can all, as cricketers, relate to it. It's not that he is he's not a skillful player or he's not a match winner. He's everything. We've seen that. It's not that he's the only one who's seeing this kind of a dull period where he's not able to get off the mark. Everyone has seen it in their careers. Everyone does get to see it. It's just that, yes, obviously it's happening in the World Cup. It could have happened in a bilateral series also. But so I won't say that it's a technical thing, because suddenly, slowly and steadily technique does tend to change, but not so suddenly. I guess the only way forward for him, which I'm sure he also is aware about, is spend some time on the crease. It's just that each time he's tried to play a shot against the off spinner, twice he's gotten out, and once against a quicker bowler. But it's not that he's become a bad player or he's suddenly lost form. It's just that he has not started his innings. So the day that he walks out to bat for India the next match, and I'm sure that first run that he gets off his bat, there'll be a big cheer for him in the ground, and I'm sure the dressing room is also going to stand up and applaud. So it's just about ensuring that he plays along the ground and he puts back to ball and he gets off the mark before he says, right, I want to score a big one.
But certainly, one more thing that he talked about, the Surya Kumar Yadav today talked about in his PC, was that we wanted Tilak Varma to bat in a certain way. There have been lots of talk about Tilak Varma not being the best hitter. So you think that Tilak Varma is playing a role that Virat Kohli had played in this, in this format for such a long time, where he has to carry the inning forward, and maybe the whole batting can revolve around him, where most of the batters go smashing, go all guns blazing, whereas one batter, that is Tilak Varma in this case, just be there till the end, because we have seen him. He had the, in the Asia Cup final as well, we saw that he can finish the game for the team. So you think that is the reason why he has been chosen for that role, or is it a specific thing that because he's playing a different role, his career, his strike rate in this tournament has been just 110. So you think that is it a thing?
So number one is, I don't know where you're stemming this question out of. I also heard Surya's press conference, but I didn't hear the question that was asked to him. So I don't know from where your question has arisen. I don't know the source, number one. What I mean by the source is, what did the actual source ask? To what is it that he answered? Because your question is based on Surya's answer. You know what I'm saying, right? So I do not know about that. But if you're asking about Tilak Varma's role in this team, obviously if he's batting at number 3, every player on the team has a role. And so is Tilak Varma also assigned a role. So irrespective what happens and how the Indian team has begun, it's Tilak Varma who's walking in at 3. So he has the ability to build an innings, construct the innings, and also finish the innings. As you rightly put it, that he finished the innings in the Asia Cup also, which we saw. So I think in this Indian team, everybody's got a specific role, and then you've picked players to play according to that position that they're sent. Everybody on their given day, everybody can accelerate the scoring rate, everybody can hit the long ball. It's just that whatever the requirement for the team at that specific time is, the player is actually adapting to that.
Also, ma'am, we talked about Abhishek, but there is Ishan Kishan in the side. I don't think that he has allowed any pressure to fall into on any of the batters. We saw what he did in the Pakistan game. How do you, because he himself has said that now I am a different man, on the field, off the field as well. But how do you see, the changes in him? What Ishan Kishan was maybe during the 2023 and 2022 years when he was a crucial member of the side. Then he was dropped. A lot of things happened in his life. He was not given the central contract, and then coming back out of the domestic performances that he played. So, what changes have you observed personally? Uh, being analysis, you have done any analysis that what are the things that he has worked upon on his games aspect?
So for me, Ishan Kishan has always been a very much high quality, high impact cricketer. From his under 19 days till date, it's been almost a decade now. So he's always been an impactful cricketer. I mean, for me, there has never been a doubt on his ability, but obviously it takes time from under 19 days when he walked into an IPL team to where he scored a double hundred against Bangladesh in a one-day game to where he is today, playing and opening for India, scoring in the domestic cricket. So there is always that growth of a player. From where you begin to where you are today in your career, that always, as a skillful player, this journey has to be undertaken by every cricketer. I'm not saying that you should be dropped. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is every cricketer evolves as the longer they play, the more mature they become. They get to know their game individually as well. And what we are seeing of Ishan Kishan, he's obviously been a very crucial member in this Indian cricket setup as a contracted player earlier or even today. So I didn't ever have any doubts about his ability. It was about him understanding his own role and coming out there and delivering it. Nobody ever doubted his ability, but it's so nice to see him with the domestic cricket. That the way he has impacted with his performance as a leader for Jharkhand, obviously, and the way that his batting has come about in a crucial scenario in a World Cup. So from where he left Indian cricket, now where he's gotten back into Indian cricket, and the way that kind of impact he's created, it's always nice to see players like Ishan Kishan, a left-hander, an attacking player, leave that kind of an impact on the game.
Also, ma'am, the game that India will be playing tomorrow, South Africa, though we have had a 5-match series against them earlier as well, towards the end of the last year. How serious threat are they going to pose, because they've been brilliant in the Super 8 stages, coming out of a tough group stage, where they had Afghanistan, who we cannot say as a rookie team right now. They're semi-finalists, and with New Zealand also being in their group, they have been through this tough stage, and also they'll be playing at a stadium where they have played more often in this tournament than India. At the Narendra Modi Stadium, they played almost 2 or 3 games. So is that going to give them an edge over the Indian side? And also Aiden Markram's role with the ball, I want to know, because Abhishek Sharma been struggling against the off spinner in this tournament.
So, for any international cricketer playing in Indian conditions is no more a novelty. Everybody knows about these Indian conditions very much. But then apart from Marco Janssen, or apart from Aiden Markram or Quinton de Kock, there are other players as well on the team. Yes, other players, especially in the batting order, most of them do know these Indian conditions. But at the end of the day, it's a World Cup game. For India, they've also played here, played in Ahmedabad, so they also are aware of it. They've spent time there. They'll be almost there for a week now, since they've returned from Sri Lanka. So conditions-wise, it's going to be, I think, very much common to both sides, on a very common footing. In terms of Aiden Markram, yes, we might see him opening the bowling against Ishan Kishan and Abhishek Sharma. But as I say, Abhishek has his own contest to recover or compete in, or probably come out victorious from there on. Is the fact that he needs to get that one run first, which I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter whether it's a fast bowler who will be bowling at Abhishek or a spinner. I'm pretty certain about the talent and the homework that he would have done, the preparation that he would have done to come out. And look, everybody wants him to succeed. This entire Indian team wants him to succeed. Everybody on the outside also wants him to succeed. So, he will still remain a match winner. Whether he plays against Aiden Markram or not, he will still remain India's match winner.
Also, on the group that India is in the Super 8 stage with Zimbabwe, West Indies, South Africa, and India. You think that all of the game India might come into the top because it's just the format that we always talk about, and even the players, former players, everyone talk about that. This is the format that can, help India get beaten by any team because they are too strong there. But still, there looks certain areas there where India would want to get a tick done before maybe moving into the potential semi-finals that they look like.
So from here on, it's anybody's game. Getting into the Super 8, it's nice because you get to compete against the other teams also who you've not played against. So that becomes a very nice competition for players who are coming out of the group stage and then competing in Super 8. So it's also nice because you're playing against other teams, and it's an even Steven playing field. Yes, India are the hosts, so we are obviously the favorite side, but whether it's Zimbabwe, whether it's West Indies, I don't think any team needs to be taken lightly, or any team will be taking the other team lightly, because it's a very open platform. This is not like Test cricket where somebody says you have more experience or less experience. We've seen that from Nepal pushing England. We've seen that from Zimbabwe coming out trumps. We've seen that even from Italy creating an impact. Afghanistan has not been able to come into the Super 8. So look at the kind of competition that we have. I don't think whether South Africa already having played at Ahmedabad and knowing India very well, or vice versa, has any role to play. It's like you start from not start the match and then progress from there on.
Last thing on the T20 World Cup that I want to ask you, ma'am, that there have been talks around 300 plus more than anything before entering this tournament. We haven't seen many 200 plus as of yet. The average score has been something around 170, 171. So you think that it is kind of a good for the world cricket that the bowlers are finally coming into the fore, which we haven't seen in the before coming into this World Cup, because it was seen that a batter-dominated format. So how happy are you after seeing the pitches that have been served in this T20 World Cup?
The pitches have been very good. Wherever we've played, wherever we've seen the matches, pitches have been very good. All the venues obviously serve up quality surface. You don't expect substandard surface anywhere, especially of a T20 of a World Cup venue. You don't nowhere in international cricket you have substandard pitches. But yes, I wouldn't want to say 100%, because obviously there have been some pitches which haven't had that kind of luxury for batters or for bowlers. But having said that, 300 on the board in a World Cup becomes a very difficult thing to achieve, because this is not franchise cricket where everyone, and we don't have super subs or impact player rule over here. We have, and in a World Cup contest, you always know that if you don't come out trumps, there are those valuable 2 points in a World Cup contest that needs to be achieved. So there is very rarely a occasion where you come around. It's not like a double header. You'll get to play against the same team again. So 300 is very difficult to achieve. I'm not saying that you can't, but it's very difficult to achieve. And for the bowlers that you have asked, I think bowlers have always done their job very well. But yes, it's also about how they are able to make a greater impact. As I say, you look at teams, whether it's Afghanistan or Nepal, everybody has made an impact. So about 170, 180 has been a very much reachable score by every team, or chase down score by every team. It's because it's that kind of a score. So don't think 180 is a less of an impact that the batters have made. At the end of the day, in 120 balls, if you're scoring 180, it's not a small total. So yes, bowlers have come under a pump, but I still feel that it's been a very good score set by the batters in this World Cup.
Also, one more thing, ma'am. Just do you see that any boxes still needs to be ticked by the Indian team? Because they, I still feel, because most of the people, that still we are yet to bring our A plus games that we have seen this team, bringing against New Zealand in the New Zealand series, or maybe in the South African series before that, the Australia tour in the T20Is. You still feel that, is it the same with you as well? That you think that this team still needs to get that A plus game? Because most of the games, starting with Netherlands, starting with the game against USA, we were down at nothing on the board. Pakistan game, which was slow one. Namibia, we thought it's going to be 240, 230. We're not able to score that. And the ending with almost a 17-run win, which was not that a huge margin. So you think that still some boxes needs to be ticked? And if yes, then which one you think that needs to be ticked before the semi-final?
So I guess why we talk about the batting part is obviously because the opening partnership has not fired for India, and I'm saying this because the moment the opening partnership fires, everything, the entire complexion can tend to change very quickly for India. Considering the way the middle order has been doing well, it continues to do well. So that is one area which obviously it's no brainer. Everybody understands that we've not had an opening partnership. Um, the other thing I feel is, I won't say it's a concern, but it's something that every captain would want, that when you're able to make an impact with the ball as well when you're defending targets, or even if you're bowling first, the impact, it's not easy. We were just talking about the fact that how batters have made an impact. 180, 190 runs have been scored most matches. So there is an element where probably Surya Kumar Yadav and Indian team will be looking at their bowling lineup also, to going out there and restricting the opposition if need be. In the last outing, it was against the Netherlands that the Indian team won. Obviously, it was a keenly contested game, close game. So bowling lineup is something again that the Indian team will be looking to probably tighten up a few areas whereby they can create more chances, pick more wickets. At the same time, if they have to restrict the opposition, if especially when they're bowling second and there is dew on the ground, how can they restrict them?
Shall they look to play Arshdeep, or they should go with another spinner in the form of Kuldeep Yadav or Washington Sundar? That's just one word, or maybe a bit of explanation I would like to have. That two pacers
Again,
with Hardik Pandya, or an extra spinner.
it depends on the conditions. So what the surface is about to offer. So I guess the fact that India went ahead with Kuldeep because those in Colombo, I think against Pakistan also the pitch was more conducive to spin, and also was good to play an extra spinner. I think this decision, whether Arshdeep, Hardik, Jasprit all play together, or maybe you get in an extra spinner. I think the conditions are the ones. Conditions, looking at them, is the one that will decide which 11 to play. If I think from a distance how surface might go ahead and assist, will be probably more for fast bowler rather than spinner, because we do have Akshar Patel and Varun Chakravarti in that lineup. So having another third spinner in that form where Abhishek can also turn his arm over, I would say, in my view, it might be slightly difficult. But again, I haven't seen the pitch from close quarter. I haven't seen the conditions. So I guess we'll just wait when Surya hands over that that document, that team sheet to the match referee. We'll know very soon.